What's up, interweb? Zach Burnham, your Real Value Realtor. We need to talk about some financial literacy today, guys. This is not exactly directly real estate related, but this is indirectly important to real estate, okay? The number one issue that I have found for buyers in the market nowadays is affordability. It is a true crisis in the housing industry today, but something you can do today for yourself is financial literacy. Teach yourself about money and how to handle money. And then two things I want to talk to you guys about today specifically are about borrowing money, about loans. And the first one is Paycheck Advance apps. A lot of them are apps now, or just online banks. But they're apps that you can download on your phone and get an advance on your paycheck. This is an extremely bad idea for multiple reasons, guys. The first thing being that there's hefty interest that comes along with these things, okay? They don't just give you money and then take your paycheck back. There's no money to be made for that company in that way. So they charge you interest. That's how they make money. And these kind of loans are very predatory loans. They're very short-term loans, so they're high interest and they're daily interest. So these are typically, loans that you would get a couple days, maybe a couple weeks before your paycheck, depending on your pay cycles. But they're going to charge you interest daily. And that's going to stack up really fast. They're also going to charge you fees for doing it in the first place, per transaction. And what I've found is that apparently these things are pretty habitual too. The people that do these do them frequently. So you're paying $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever, every time you do one of these advances. And if you think about it, guys, that really eats into your income that you made that week. If you worked 40 hours and your paycheck is for 40 hours and you make $20, $25 an hour and you're paying $20, $25 in advance fees every time, you're cutting your paycheck to 38, 36, 34 hours for nothing. You're cutting back on work that you did and that now you're not getting paid for. The other really important thing to consider with this is it dings your credit. And that's another huge problem that kind of goes hand in hand with the affordability crisis for buyers today is credit scores. People don't know about credit scores. They don't know how credit works. So I highly recommend educating yourself on that. And basically, the number one thing you can do is have as minimal debt as possible. And if you do have debt, make your minimum payments. Make more if you can and get the debt paid off as fast as you can, but at least make your minimum payments. Don't take these cash advances. They put dings on your credit. They're going to hurt your credit score, and lenders look at credit scores, okay? They're very important when getting approved for a loan. So you have something like this that has hits on your credit all the time, and a lender sees this, they're going to see that you can't afford to pay your mortgage. You can't afford the bills that you already have, and you're getting advances for your paycheck, so they're going to be concerned about you being able to repay your mortgage. So they're going to be a lot less likely to lend to you. Okay, another one final risk for these pay advances is overdraft fees. If you don't get paid on time, or if you don't get paid as much as you expected, as much as you took the advance for, you're going to get an overdraft fee from your bank, and those can be 30, 40, 50 bucks sometimes. The other thing I want to talk about are just personal loans in general, also known as unsecured loans. A mortgage, for example, is a secured loan. Your house is the collateral. If you don't pay your mortgage, they can take your house. Personal loans, unsecured loans, don't have any collateral. So there's nothing they can take other than money from you to get their payment back. So these are dangerous also, and why I want to hit on these as well is because a lot of these companies that do these paycheck advances also offer personal loans, and these have a couple more pros to them than the paycheck advances. I don't really see any pros to the paycheck advances, but there are some pros to the personal loans, and we'll hit on those. But the number one thing that I want to talk to you guys about, that I want to explain about personal loans, is there's no collateral. There's nothing they can take from you, like a car or a house, if you had a secured loan to make that money back. So really, they only have two ways of collecting their money, and that's going to be to send you to collections. And again, that's going to be very bad for your credit score, obviously. And 2 is garnish your wages. And obviously, nobody wants that, okay? Money comes right out of your paycheck. You don't even get the option of not paying it, okay? And what I really want to hit on with these is all of these ads that I see for these personal loans are geared toward things that you should not be financing in the first place, okay? Weddings, vacations, all these non-essential expenses in life. I'm sorry, but you should not be financing weddings, guys. You should not be financing vacations. You're going to turn a $2,000 vacation into a $6,000 vacation from the interest you're going to pay on these personal loans, and you could have went on 3 vacations for that. You need to focus on saving your money, cutting your expenses where you can, saving your money, adjusting your spending habits, okay? Watching your spending and saving money instead of getting these personal loans to finance something like a wedding or a vacation that are not essential to life. Financing a house, everybody needs a house. You have to have a house, and the prices of houses are very few people in this world can afford $500,000 cash out of pocket. Okay, so that is a necessary loan. That is necessary financing, and it's safe financing if you do it smart. There are a couple pros to these, okay? It also could be used for debt consolidation. This is one time where I also say personal loans can be a good idea if you have multiple sources of debt that are all different kinds of interest rates. If you have credit card debt, student loan debt, car payments, even other personal loans, and you want to consolidate debt to a single payment every month and a single interest rate, lower interest rate, then these could be good for that. But I would suggest really educating yourself on them to know when it's right to use these. Talk to a financial advisor to know when it's right to use these. So these things don't directly correlate to buying a house today, but like I said, affordability is a big problem for most buyers. Pretty much every buyer faces it. So these are very good things to learn. Teach yourself some financial literacy to help you be in a better position to eat away at that affordability problem a little bit and set yourself up to be able to purchase the house of your dreams. This has to come along with the disclaimer that I am not a licensed financial planner, financial advisor. If you have any questions about stuff like this and you just want some friendly advice, some friendly opinions, you guys know how to reach out to me. My information is all over the internet, ZachBurnhamRealtor.com. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Be happy to talk with you more.